Good evening and welcome along this night's live stream. Believe it or not, it's just crashed about 2 minutes ago, the live stream that I started out. So we've had to start all over again, put a screen up, and we're off once again. So what have we got to talk about tonight? A lot, actually. The newsletter went out this morning, our usual thing, where I send you a newsletter if you've signed up and subscribed, and I get what's going on basically last week. I send you out the Substack blogs that you can catch up on if you missed any of those, and also the videos from last week and the live stream as well. So there's always something worth reading in that. Hi, Jonathan. Nice to see you in the room. It's a good reason to get involved with the channel, because in the newsletter I generally talk about what's been going on with the videos, and of course that's where you're going to be able to get in touch with me about the giveaways that we're doing today, and I'll talk about them later on. I filmed a video already this morning. Project Weaver, hello, how are you? Good to see you here. It's been a bit of a day. I went out this morning and did a video, recorded a video based on a conversation I overheard in a cafe last week. Two people chatting together, and one of the people said something to some other person, and it gave me an idea for a video. And so this morning what I did, I went out for a walk, took my camera and talked about this conversation that I'd overheard. I wasn't listening. There's a fine point. I actually just overheard it, and I heard this one little bit, and it got me to thinking. And so that video I recorded today, that's going to go out on Wednesday at around 11:30, the time that it normally goes out. So that was that. Talking of cafes, myself and Debs. Generally, she works half days today, so we go and the weekly shop in the afternoon. But today I was starving, and a little village about 10 miles from here called St Ives, not the one in Cornwall, but the one in Yorkshire. And there is a cafe there that is fantastic. And so we divulged ourselves in that. What I'm going to talk about is mainly this giveaway. If you've been around for a while, you would have heard me over the last month coming up with the idea and mentioning it to, hi Chris, how are you? Nice to see you. If you've got to go, you've got to go. Yeah, I mentioned this idea that I had. I collect DVDs and Blu-rays and things, and I get given a lot from various sources, and I buy some from charity shops and all that sort of thing. So there'll be videos that I'll pick up and I'll get that I'll watch, or maybe even not watch. And so when I watch them, if it's good, if it's one that I like enough to keep and I know I'm going to watch again, it goes into my collection. If it doesn't, well, I generally take them to the local charity shop. Now, it came to my mind that it seems like in these live streams we talk about DVDs and videos and music and all that sort of thing quite a lot. So I figured it may be a good idea, twofold, right? Firstly, for me to pass these DVDs onto somebody via a giveaway draw. I thought that would be a good idea. Also, anyone who wants to be in the draws will need to email me. I'll tell you all about that in a minute. And I'll add you to my mailing list, because I'm going to aim not to do it as I'm doing it today, but to do it via the newsletter, because I ideally want the loyal community to get these discs. Because if I do it on a live stream, as I am today, anybody can come in And what can happen is that they'll come in just for the draw, enter the draw, and we'll never see them again. So really, I'd like to give these to members of the loyal community, if you like. So that's why I'm going to be doing it in newsletter form. I'm going to be doing more of these because I have 2 carrier bags full of films. They're in DVD format and Blu-ray format. I haven't gone through them all yet. That's why I'm not giving them away at once. But I would, if this one's successful, I'm going to send them out on a fairly regular basis. I mean, just have a look. Project Weaver, your plan is to move to Cornwall because Reading is so toxic. It's funny, you know, I used to love Reading. I used to go there a fair bit, and it was a nice town back in the 80s. The thought that it's changed so much is quite sad, really. Andy, I was waiting on the other page too. It came to about 2 minutes into to go with the live stream, and it crashed. We've had this happen so many times. I'm just hoping it's not going to do it again. If it does, though, I'm going to have to come back on and we'll start all over again. Who we got here? E-Hot Raccoon. Hello, I know it's nice you're back again. I'm sure we decided we was Raccoon, weren't we? I can't remember. Is it the autumn equinox today? I didn't know that. It's getting cooler, isn't it? It's getting cooler of an evening and it's getting darker quicker. That's all I know. Yes, Luke, you did miss the weekly crash. I think it was only last week that it didn't crash. Once again, I am looking over there because that is where the chat room is for me. So, yeah, it's getting cold out there. It's a bit nice in the morning. But I've got to tell you, my garden is a tip generally. I'm not very good at it. So it's normally overgrown. But my future son-in-law, being the good lad that he is, came in here and chopped up most of it down. There are still some tree stumps and bits that we want to get rid of, but he's going to do that in a few weeks. And up the side of my house, he's just turned it all over and we're putting grass in there. And it looks so good. So I'm looking forward to in future not being so embarrassed by my garden that I can film videos in it. So that'll be a future for next year, I expect. So what are we going to talk about? The video, the competition. I don't want to just talk about this competition and give you what you need to do just yet, because at 8 minutes past 6, it may not be enough of us here to do it. And I don't want to keep going back to it, if you know what I mean. So how have you all been? What have you all been up to this week? Let me know. Elliot S. Hello, Elliot. Nice to see you. Oh, Chris, my garden was terrible, mate. Yours can't be no worse than mine was. He's been, like I said, he's been out there digging up stumps of trees and all sorts of things. Captain Logan, ta-da! Hello, sir. Yeah, sadly there is a big old leap in there between us and the USA. So you're having lunch right now. Had mine a few hours ago. I'm going to do this and then go and get something to eat afterwards. So let me just tell you what we've got in the 2 draws that I'm planning to do tonight. First of all, hi, Kevin. How are you? It's nice to see so many of you in here tonight. First, sadly, the draws that I'm doing for the giveaways can only be for people in the UK. Now, there is a reason for this. Postage. I went out the other day. I bought some of these flexible envelopes to put them all in. And then I went up with this brainwave of mine to do these giveaways. I decided to just check with the post office to see how much it's going to actually cost. And they told me that each package is going to cost me about £6 to send out. Well, that's okay. I don't mind doing that. But to send it abroad, it gets ridiculous, and I can't afford to do it. This is not one of those YouTube channels where the creator is earning loads of money. Let me assure you. So sadly, I'm going to have to keep them to the UK only. Here, you can see the name of one of them. I'm trying to keep them hidden from you, really. It's a nice little set of DVDs. There are 5 of them. 2 of them are spy dramas. One of them is a comedy. I'm going to need a clue. It's Jack Nicholson and, I can never remember his name, Morgan Freeman in that one. There's a horror film from 1982 and a rom-com. These are going into one of these envelopes. See that one? Good film. I only watched it the other night. They're going to be going into an envelope, and somebody's going to be the lucky winner, and I'm going to send them off to you, and hopefully you'll enjoy them and enter the next one and see if you can build your collection further. With regards to Blu-rays, 5 of them, 2 action thrillers, a drama romance, a crime drama, and a whodunit. Now, let me give you the clue for the whodunit. It's a good film. I enjoyed that. But it's not one that I'm going to be watching again. So, as I say, there are 10 videos, 10 DVD. Let's try again in English. 5 DVDs, 5 Blu-rays that will be sent off to 2 separate people unless that person enters both draws and wins both. Well, you never know, do you? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. See what you're saying over there. Jonathan Brewer's an avid reader. Actually, I give away a load of books. So who knows? I may even do that at some stage. Physical media is king. Films and do you know what? I know Red Jones on iPlayer at the minute. And the reason I know that is because when I was checking through the thing to see what I was going to film, that wasn't there. But I tell you what, it's nice to have your own version of it. And it's also nice to have the extras. I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, so these films, like I said at the very beginning, they are not new. They're secondhand. Some of them, as we go down the road, will have been new to me from things that I've bought. But my collection is getting that big. Debs tells me that I have to thin it out a little bit and clear it away. Well, up until now, I have been giving them to charity shops. But as Raccoon just said, physical media is king. Something I found out this week, right, is that cassettes and records and CDs and DVDs and Blu-rays are all being bought more because people are starting to get fed up with renting stuff. And it's not us oldies. Sorry if you're younger than me, I'm counting you in this, right? It's not just us oldies. It's younger people are going out and buying it because they've started to develop what we already knew, that it's nice to have something that you can feel of your own. And it's really good how that's happening. And so my biggest watched DVD, funnily enough, maybe 2 now. It was the DVD that got me monetized. I did a DVD about why I was giving up streaming, because I used to have Netflix and I used to have Disney and all that sort of stuff. And it was costing too much money. So I got rid of it because I spent most time hunting through the listings trying to find something to watch. And yet I'd always still kept buying DVDs. And some people said I was a boomer. God, blood Nick. Boomers are all the time moaning about it. And yet so many people now, younger people, are going out and doing exactly that same thing. They're going out and buying physical media. So this is once again, and I'm pleased to see it. Luke, what I'm going to do, right, I might as well get it done and finished. To enter it, to enter the draws, what you need to do is email me at info@thesandscratcher.com, right? info@thesandscratcher.com. What I will do is when this is finished, I'll put the email address down into the description so that you can go from there. And when you do email me, in the subject line, put either DVD draw, Blu-ray draw, or both. So if you've got either, you can enter both of them. And my plan is to put all of the names in, and I'm going to draw it a fortnight today, which is Monday, the 7th of October. So that by the time I get round to doing the live stream that evening, it will be drawn and I'll be able to tell you who won, which means anyone wanting to enter is going to have had their entry done by midday on the 7th of October. Now, I'm not asking you to pay for postage or anything like that. I'll be paying for all the postage. This is purely a giveaway. So if you want to enter, it's entirely up to you. As I said, info@thesandscratcher.com, and I will take all of the entries from that and enter them into a draw. All of you who enter, I'm going to add you to my mailing list. I would like this to be the only draw that I do that gets mentioned on either a video or a live stream, because I want to make sure that the people who are getting the chances to win it are people who are loyal to the channel, who are part of our community, my tribe, if you like. I hope that makes sense. And so that's what I'm planning to do. By the way, live streams, I'm going to clear this out while I think of it. I've said I'm paying for these. I also never monetize my live stream. I do monetize, however, this video when it goes back up for the replay. I would say that I'd leave it monetized, but I don't like the idea of it keep cutting off when we're chatting. So I never monetize the live streams. They've always been unmonetized. And it's a shame, really, because when I get a lot of viewers at once, it adds loads of time to the hours and means that I would also earn some decent money from the ads, hopefully. But no, we're not going to do that. So that's the competition. I hope I've read that out in a way that's simple and easy. So as of now, if you want to, you can email me at info@thesandscratcher.com. Put in the subject line which one of the draws you want to be in. And 2 weeks today, I will be telling you who has won what. And that's that.